vast majority of folk have good intentions. I'm 100% convinced this individual, Demi here, in this conversation, has good intentions. She's just, like everyone, been raised in the anti-white system, and thus she acts out and promotes anti-whiteism and anti-white ideals, which then conclude with the abuse of children, so forth and so on. Okay, and all the other ills and problems that we face in this current age. Inflation, the increased cost of housing and just general living standards. The things around you in your life that are going bad. Your inability to get the work that you enjoy doing. You can't get the career that you want. You can't afford the education you want. Why don't you have your own business? Why don't you own multiple homes? Oh, it's because you're lazy, because you didn't try hard enough, or because the economy is not as good as it used to be, and all these excuses. Why did our grandparents have everything that they needed and more, yet us now in our generation, even though we're richer now, we have more abundance, we have more technology. Essentially, there's no labor rates anymore for any of the hard work or hard jobs, because robots do most of the hard labor. Machines do most of the hard labor. So why aren't you getting paid as much as your grandfather was getting paid, and you're working twice as much? You're working twice as hard as your grandparents and getting paid half the amount, and everything costs twice as much. Again, the excuses are, oh, it's just the bad economy. Oh, that's just the way it is. Oh, you just didn't work hard enough. No. The reality of it is anti-whiteism, the anti-white system. Why doesn't every Western man in the world own his own home and business? Anti-whiteism. Pretty straightforward, if you can understand anti-whiteism. But if you're trapped within the anti-white narrative, if you've been brainwashed by the anti-white system and by anti-whites who run this corrupt anti-white system, and you've been told your entire life by anti-whites that that's not the case, it's just because the economy is bad and because of this and because of inflation, and they make up all these excuses to just justify the fact that they stole our potential and they stole our wealth. They're not going to tell us the truth, that we've been robbed of all our potential and all our abundance and our wealth. No, they're going to make up lies and excuses, justify the theft, and tell us that it's our own fault, that we're lazy, we didn't work hard enough, yada, yada, yada. So, anti-whiteism causes all these problems. We've all been raised in an anti-white system our entire life. So you have these individuals who are extremely anti-white. That's fair enough. Again, we don't blame people for having these ideologies or these ways of thinking, being hateful and bigoted. People are brought up in a bigoted system. So we have to be compassionate and try to have people change their ways and repent their evil, their bigotry. So we can't just expect people to just automatically know the right from wrong when they've been raised in the wrong their entire lives. So not being judgmental here, but this individual in this conversation is a bigot, attacking folk on the basis of their race, and they're promoting racial discrimination, racial hatred, and the abuse of innocent children.